Assalamu alaikum. A very warm welcome to all of you for our annual graduation ceremony. For those who don't know me, I am Anam Farzi, the program manager at LedBy Foundation. Firstly, to all our graduates, our 195 graduates, huge congratulations. You did it. To every graduate from the LedBy Accelerator program, the Corporate Leaders Fellowship, and the Shepreneur program, congratulations! You have worked relentlessly for this moment. And we know it wasn't easy. But for all of your time, your energy, and every effort, both visible and invisible, it has brought you here. So today, it's not just a milestone, it's a proof of your courage, your commitment, and your resilience. We are extremely proud of you. And we also are very grateful that you chose LedBy. We are joined here today by not only our one,
Right back, Jojo.
but we also have our alumni, we have our advisors, our wonderful supporters. Really wants me to shush a little bit, so they keep muting me off. But I'll carry on because it's a happy day for us. We have our graduates, alumni, family members, supporters, allies, all here in one place to cheer on this wonderful graduating class of 2025. So tell us where you're joining us from and one word to capture how you're feeling right now. So let's fill the space with joy and energy. Let's see if you match our excitement. Before we begin, a quick look at what the next 2 hours hold for us. So today's graduation will include LedBy's origin story and impact, stories and reflections from graduates, family members, team members, donors, and facilitators. We have a special performance from an alumni and a graduate. And what's next being shared by Asba about what you can expect as an alumni and what we expect from you. And yes, we'll end this ceremony with a screenshot of all of you with your graduation caps on. If you don't have your cap, get creative with your Zoom emojis and filters. And now, 195 graduates this year alone, not an easy task. And none of this would be possible without this amazing team that holds LedBy together. Introducing Dr. Ruha Shadab, founder, the visionary who blends her medical empathy with her consultant strategic thinking to build spaces where Indian Muslim women can lead with pride. I know Ruha, and she is incredibly quick with ideas, constantly pushing us to think bigger, and working with her is a learning experience every day. Dipanjali Lahiri, co founder and COO. Now, she is the one who makes sure that every single detail it matters. The way we operate today carries her thoughtfulness, structure, and heart. From operations to execution, she makes sure that quality is never compromised. Azwa Rahman, a marketing and communications manager, she truly is a one woman army. Every story you see, every campaign you connect with, every impression the world has of LedBy is shaped by her creativity and strategic brilliance. She is the reason so many young women know LedBy and dream bigger. Gurnath Sandhu, Chief of Staff, our newest team member and already a very strong pillar. She bridges strategy, she brings in communication strength, and her work with people ensuring that our engine isn't just running, it's actually thriving. Soleha Sheikh, our program associate for LedBy Accelerator. Now, she's an alumni and she's become a team member, and it's been a joy working with her. She brings such a warmth and excitement and unmatched energy every single day. And she works with her participants who absolutely adore her. Sufra Khan, program associate for LedBy Shepreneurs. Now, she was brought on full time after a very short stint as a teaching assistant. She is extremely meticulous, thoughtful, and incredibly sharp. She makes sure that there is no detail missed and she ensures excellence in everything she does. And of course, our work would be incomplete without our TAs. Our teaching assistants are the ones who help us behind the scene. They often don't get enough credit, but they show up consistently, volunteering their time while also managing their academics. I want to start off by introducing Gulrukh Farhat. She is supporting the LedBy Corporate Leaders Fellowship. It has been such a joy working with Gulrukh. She is extremely reliable, proactive, and always there when we need her. She is currently pursuing certified management accounting qualification alongside her role with us. We also have Nashra Ehtisham supporting Accelerator program, the very program she was a part of. And now she is here while pursuing B.Ed, also making sure that she's consistent with her role and her duties with us. Now, this is the team which works tirelessly to keep LedBy in its orbit. At LedBy, we don't just run programs. The heart of our work is often about what goes unspoken, about the silence that holds us back, not because we lack ability. We don't always see someone like us in those spaces. And when you don't see yourself reflected, you start wondering if you belong there. And that is the problem we are trying to solve. It's also silence that follows an insensitive remark. How often have we heard a friend say something, not knowing the weight of what she has said? She usually says it casually without malice, but it really affects us. So we stay quiet, we adjust, we carry it alone. As Indian Muslim women, many of us grow learning how to navigate these moments silently, and we learn to be grateful for whatever access we have. We are very careful with our ambition and hesitant to take up too much space. So that's where LedBy comes in, because LedBy doesn't offer you a space, it doesn't single out or polarize Indian Muslim women. It's a space that equips you to step out confidently beyond LedBy. So this work has never been about separation, it's about equality, about ensuring we have the same access, the same confidence, and the same belief in ourselves. And then when you join LedBy, something shifts. You enter a community when someone says, hey, that's the same exact thing that happened with me. I've experienced that as well. And where you don't have to explain yourself twice. And you see the confidence shift from the conversation shift from do I belong here to how do I make it there? Your conversation they shift from should I dream or to seeing how far can I go? And that's here at LedBy, you learn that it's okay to be first as long as we are not the last. That's what we are building at LedBy. Not exceptions, but pathways. Not silence, but strength. Not permissions, but possibility. Yeah. To truly celebrate how far we've come, we have a very special video and we invite you to walk down memory lane with us. You'll see the milestones, the faces, the stories, the impact that you have helped build. Here is LedBy through the years.
Our journey has been nothing short of extraordinary, a true reflection of what vision, perseverance, and community can achieve. At LedBy Foundation, we're not just breaking barriers, we're reimagining what's possible for Indian Muslim women across the country. We've been creating opportunities and turning dreams into reality. Whether it's hosting networking events for Indian Muslim women or launching programs that empower women entrepreneurs, we're driving change where it's needed the most. We're amplifying voices, building platforms, and creating connections that go beyond borders. LedBy is enabling Indian Muslim women to leave their mark, not just in India but across the world. Our story isn't just about professional achievements, it's about embracing our culture, honoring our identities, and celebrating the diversity that makes us who we are. Through events like Dawat-e-Iftar and Jashan-e-Eid, we've come together to celebrate our traditions and the beauty of India's diversity. It all started with a simple idea: to create spaces that empower, educate, and elevate. And that idea has grown into a movement. Our impact keeps expanding, touching more lives, strengthening communities, and paving the way for a future where every Indian Muslim woman has the tools and opportunities to thrive. This is our story, and we're just getting started. Together, we're not just breaking barriers, we're building bridges and shaping a world full of possibilities. So let's take a moment to look back at the incredible memories LedBy has created over the years.
आठ समंदर अपना अंबर खोज ले अब तू अपने दम पर भूख मार के धूल झाड़ ले छोड़ छाड़ के सारे छप्पर आठ समंदर अपना अंबर खोज ले अब तू अपने दम पर भूख मार के धूल झाड़ ले छोड़ छाड़ के सारे छप्पर खोल दे पर 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 रटी रटाई सारी छोड़ो भी दुनियादारी रटी रटाई सारी छोड़ो भी दुनियादारी बागी तेवर जो तेरे बोलेंगे सब अनाड़ी सबको मनाने की तेरी नहीं जिम्मेदारी ऊंचे आसमानों पे लिख दे तू हिस्सेदारी खोल दे पर 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 खोल दे पर
Wasn't that heartwarming? For us as a team, like these videos, they play slow-mo in our head all day long, reminding us why we do what we do. And now I would like to hand it over to Gulrukh, the amazing teaching assistant for LedBy Corporate Leaders Fellowship. Over to you, Gulrukh.
Thank you very much, Anam, for handing it over to me. I would now like to take a moment to talk a bit about my time at LedBy. Honestly, it all started back in 2024 when I just preparing for my CMA exams. For those of you who do not know what CMA is, it stands for Certified Management Accounting. It is a certification that is offered by the Institute of Management Accountants in the US. That's about it. So while I was doing that, I thought to myself that I might as well hone on my soft skills since I'm going to continue learning wholly online for the most part of it. I began looking for internships, fellowships, or maybe other possible things that I could apply to, and that's when I bumped into the accelerator program here at LedBy. And I thought to myself that this was just the kind of thing that I was looking for. So from being an accelerator participant to becoming part of the team here at LedBy, my journey has been one of growth, meeting incredibly inspiring, persevering, and hardworking folks, and literally the cherry on top being that I get to work alongside them. Initially, I did not look forward too much for the role that I landed, which was for a teaching assistant at the Corporate Leaders Fellowship program. Primary reason being that I tied most of my hopes to the accelerator program, and funnily enough, because I was going to get a graduation gift when I completed that. But after that, when I began working, as time progressed, I began to understand the internal workings that made sure that each participant across the programs here at LedBy actually receives their graduation kit. The amount of effort, the hard work that was put in by the team on the daily just to make sure everything comes together in their best form possible absolutely took me aback. So even though my time at LedBy may have stemmed from my wanting to develop my soft skills, networking with people, from the posts that I would read of my friends from LinkedIn where they would talk about LedBy if they have graduated from a certain program, or maybe just my fondness for the graduation gift. It was not until I got to experience the mission firsthand that I realized that LedBy has been working towards addressing a cause which was heard of very, very frequently, yet the kind that remained solutionless until LedBy happened. So if I were to reason now why I have chosen LedBy, my answer would be pretty simple. It is because of the people that have come together to make it happen, the cause that it addresses, and the vision that it continues to strive for. That was it for my reflections. And I think each one of us experiences LedBy differently, and that is exactly what makes each of our journeys unique. Having said that, I would now like to open the floor for one of our Corporate Leaders Fellowship graduates, Aisha Ishar, and her family to reflect on her time. Over to you, Aisha.
Thank you so much, Gulrukh. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, to be honest. I'm excited so you can see I've dressed up and all for this special day. So, honestly, when I applied for LedBy, I genuinely did not anticipate this kind of internal transformation that I went through. Like the program is so thoughtfully crafted, from Chennai to Kashmir to Lakshadweep to Dhubri to Mumbai. Like there are women from all around, and these women are doctors, lawyers, corporate professionals, associates who are handling fishermen, and but all of us had different journeys. But led by somehow managed to make us feel all included, all valued and seen. The program just, we all had some value to take from all of them. This is the beauty about led by that I experienced in the last 6 months. Sunday became a routine. I looked forward to Sundays from Thursdays. There was so much madness happening all the time, and I think I'm speaking on behalf of my entire cohort right now. And it was a space that got created where we exchanged ideas, we supported each other, we uplifted each other. I saw my sisters, who had a severe back pain. Like Anam had a severe back pain, yet she was there on a Sunday. Adiba, her baby's crying, and yet she's attending the program. People going through strong emotional challenges, but Sunday we were there. So that kind of commitment, our mentors, our coaches, they got real life problems in the program. It was just not only academic. The whole pedagogy has been designed in such a way that, and I have 13 years of in corporate, so I know that it is, the problems that were brought on the table was so real, and I started applying them. So we are so grateful to all our mentors, all our coaches. And yes, so that's all about led by that. It's here to empower us. It's probably here to further build the merit that we have, and make us represent, real meaningful lasting change. So today we have mentors from Boston, Glasgow. There's so many places in the US, in India. Ruha is there, who tells us that, darlings, this is the beginning. You don't stop. You need to continue. This is just chingari lagi hai, abhi to aag lagana hai duniya mein. It's that kind of a thing, that kind of real impact that we want to create. So yes, my tribe is my biggest gift that I take from LedBy. I'm so grateful. So I have sisters pan India, I have sisters globally now, you can say that. And I'm really really very happy and grateful and thankful. So today we symbolize hope and growth. So inshallah that we'll continue the transformation that we have been given for. And my parents are also here. So mom, dad, if you would like to share your experience.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Today, feeling a bit nervous. Today, I'm feeling extremely honored to attend this amazing program. Um, so, first of all, I thank you, led by team, and I congratulate all the daughters who have attended this program, and they make us happy. Whatever they have achieved, and thanks to led by. So as a mother, I always felt children are Allah Pak's gift from Allah Pak, and as a parent, we should help them grow in their natural whatever potential they are born with, and so that they can serve their best to the world. Okay. And बाकी सब अल्लाह का मर्जी है. Led by happened to Aisha, and here we are sitting with you all, nice people, celebrating your success. So thank you so much, and inshallah आगे और भी देखने को मिलेगा. তো সবাই ভালো থেকো, মেয়েরা সবাই ভালো করো. That's what.
Little translation: everybody do good, everybody do well. That's in Bengali. Yes, Papa.
Assalamu alaikum. to begin with, yeah, I'm so grateful to Almighty Allah, and of course, led by so an esteemed organization like led by chose my daughter Aisha for such an esteemed program, which has made her strong. Global mentor program. Aisha has changed the money drastically in the last 6 months. You know what change she has got. So, देखिए, yours is such a smartly executed program. Aisha had been in Mumbai for the first 3 months, and last 3 months she had been in although she was traveling. But whenever it was a Sunday for 4 o'clock, she was on her toes, closed the door, and she was there. So that's a very, very, like I am a sportsman. I play tennis. I wait for my Sunday when the time will come. So Aisha waits for that. Anyway, so I strongly believe and recommend how much it is needed for our community, where the daughters are trained to become leaders of tomorrow. Huh? How Bibi Khadija did 1400 years back. So, Alhamdulillah, I've tried to raise my daughters. My younger daughter is also on the screen. She's with my son-in-law. So, and independently, they have been able to project themselves or wherever they have gone. And LedBy has really added to this. So, I will thank you, everyone, especially Ma'am Dr. Ruba Shadab, the mentors, the led by team. Lots of blessing to all my daughters here present. किसने कहा सिर्फ मर्द ही लोग बेटे ही लोग काम आते हैं औरतें भी तो अब ज्यादा काम आ रही हैं अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह और गॉड ब्लेस यू थैंक यू
Hi, good evening. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I am Zehra, Aisha's sister. I've always seen my sister as an inspiration and a leader, but I think this course made her the best version of herself, which I strive for. And I think everything happens for a reason. And my sister found you all, and you found my sister. And I wish my sister and the entire team much congratulations.
I don't have much to add, but I will always say that over the last 6 months, this was the one thing that was always marked off in Aisha Pa's calendar. Like the work week will always be variable and there are assignments and deliverables and projects. But Sunday was always, regardless if it was family or professional engagements, like Sunday, these 2 hours, I am busy for everybody. So congratulations on finishing this and congratulations to everybody.
I truly feel and believe that the future is female. And I'm so grateful for this platform. I'm so grateful and thankful for this platform for my sister and all the fellow sisters. Congratulations, upwards and onwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much to my family for being. So yes, I think that's about it. I mean, I led by God was lucky for me as well. During the course of the program, I managed to crack a job as a business head in Swiggy. From what I learned from Shan, like negotiation was on that time, and Abrar Bhai was on that time. So I spoke about things about led by in my interview today. My manager, whenever he introduces me, he says he's the AVP in the company. He says she's a fellow student. So he proudly introduces me. So this is the kind of change LedBy is bringing, and I really hope I also make LedBy proud, inshallah, soon in my career, in my journey.
And girls, please keep it up. And हम इंतजार कर रहे हैं to see many more of this kind of program.
Yes. Thank you so much. Jazakallah. Yes, thank you. Guru, over to you. Yeah.
Aisha, that was lovely to see that you had your entire squad supporting you. And so special to witness the love and support around you. Thank you so much for your family for being here. It truly means a lot. And now I would like to invite a very special person, Shan Sharwan Hussain, who's been a facilitator for the LedBy Corporate Leaders Fellowship negotiation workshops, joining us all the way from Boston. So, good morning, Shan. Over to you.
Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Oh, congratulations. 6 months of persevering and committing to showing up every Sunday. It's just a beautiful achievement. Again, as I started my first session with you, I'm going to start with that. Thank you so much for inviting me and sharing this space with me. It's truly an honor. I have I have learned so much from you. And gosh, you guys have set this bar so high. Whenever I teach negotiation workshops, I expect the same level of enthusiasm, of energy, of commitment to show up. And sometimes I get disappointed because you guys have set the bar so high. And I'm so thankful for that. Thank you for showing up ready for all of our sessions. It's been absolutely amazing. I usually fall back on this quote by Maya Angelou, an American poet, who says, "People may forget what you said, what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." And throughout your actions, the way you showed up for all of our sessions, the way you showed up for our one on one coaching sessions, the way that I still get little notifications on LinkedIn, I feel like you guys valued the sessions so much. You learned so much from them, and that's all that matters. So thank you so much. I can't wait to keep following your journey of flourishing. And as we do this, we will be unlocking new levels in life, as I am going through right now in my own life as I'm applying for PhD programs. There is so much ambiguity. I'm the first person in my family trying to do this thing. I reach out to people, I ask them questions. So just remember, if you forget everything else, remember, keep asking people questions, keep reaching out. What is the worst thing that can happen? They will either say no or they won't respond. But I have seen through my own reaching out to people, usually 6 out of 10 people will reach out and want to actually help you and be helpful. So if you are getting at that one of those new unlocking levels in life, as we do in video games, as life happens, so please feel free to reach out to anyone. Feel free to reach out to us. And as I mentioned in our previous gathering, now you're part of this wonderful group of alum of LedBy. Make sure that you are there for them and that they can be there for you as well. Thank you so much. I am really honored. It's been just a pleasure. Wishing you all the best. I can't wait to learn more about everything that you're experiencing and that you're going to experience, and all the achievements and greatness. Thank you so much for having me.
Dan, I am so happy that I have gone after you because I want to say that so much of what you have said is also covered in what I want to say. But it's been such an honor and such a pleasure to have you, not just as a facilitator, but also as a friend to LedBy, to you and Dr. Hannah, and I hope she's here as well. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful addition to this tribe. So, very, very grateful, Shan. Thank you so very much. I also do want to take a minute and thank Aisha for your wonderful, wonderful graduation speech, to Aisha's parents and to her sister and brother-in-law, Amio Bangali. I'm also from Calcutta. So thank you for being here and thank you for being so gracious with your time with Aisha. And thank you for all of your wishes to the team and to all of the LedBy graduates. Onek, onek dhonnobad. Moving on to a little bit about what I want to say. It's the first time that I've written out a speech. I never usually do. And it's the first time that I'm going to read it out as well. The reason that I'm going to do that is because I either might get overwhelmed and I don't want to, or I might forget. So I made sure to write down everything that I want to say and make sure that I cover everything that I want to say. So, to start with, good evening, everyone, dear graduates, mentors, families, friends, and colleagues. This graduation feels especially special to me and especially meaningful. It's my last one as a full time LedBy team member. And while preparing for today, I found myself thinking about where it all truly began. I joined Ruha in 2021, right at the peak of COVID. When I joined her, we had a cohort of 20 women, a team of four, messy Excel sheets, endless ideas, and unbelievable amount of hope. We didn't have a roadmap, but we did have belief, and we did have women like you in mind long before we met each and every one of you. Looking at you today, the class of 2025, 195 of you, I feel the same amount of pride and gratitude that I felt in that first year, but I only feel it stronger today.
When you entered this program, many of you brought hope, nerves, dreams, and a lot of curiosity. Over the months, we watched that curiosity turn into confidence. We saw you take risks, open up, support each other, and show up even on the hardest days, just like Aisha mentioned. By mid program, the shift was visible in your storytelling, in the questions that you asked mentors, in the way you backed your own ideas, especially for you, the Shepreneurs. Today, I don't see just led by graduates, I see women who know their worth, who know they belong in every room that they walk into, a little bit of what Anam said, and who will go on to create real change. This year has reminded all of us what resilience looks like, what community can hold. Led by has grown alongside you. What began as just an experiment has become a space where Muslim women like you don't just see barriers as a full stop, but as a prompt to build differently. I also want to say something special and something personal. LedBy has changed me. I came from 14 years of corporate experience, global corporate experience, very organized, very predictable spaces. And in this work at LedBy, it showed me a side of me that I didn't know existed. The last 5 years have been the most meaningful in my career. And I say that while touching wood. You, the women who chose to learn, to grow, to push, to fall, to rise again, are the reason that I will stay in the social sector for the rest of my life. You've shaped me as much as I hope that we have shaped you. To every facilitator, mentor, advisor, partner, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've created the spaces in which these women can grow. I hope you see that every single day. And to you, our graduates, you've heard me say this before multiple times. Carry this forward. Let your learnings ripple outward. Mentor someone else. Share opportunities when you can. Make room for someone who isn't in the room yet. That's how impact becomes collective. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We are all so, so very proud of you. And before we continue for the rest of the evening, I do want to introduce somebody who is an incredible person in this room. Dr. Saida Sayedin Hamid is one of India's most respected feminist thinkers and public leaders. She has served as a member of the Planning Commission of India and the National Commission for Women, and has spent decades advocating for women, minorities, peace, and justice. She is also the founding member of the Muslim Women's Forum and a founder trustee of the Women's Initiative for Peace in South Asia. Her contributions have been recognized nationally, including with the Padma Shri in 2007 and the Delhi Women of the Decade Achievers Award for Excellence in Governance in 2013. A little personal anecdote. I first spoke with Saida ma'am only a few months ago, even though I had read so much about her. I was deeply overwhelmed getting on the phone call with her and Prakriti. But in the very first few seconds of talking to her, I realized the amount of courage and spirit she had. She is truly one of a kind, and we are so honored to have you, Saida ma'am. Over to you.
We can hear you.
First, I want to ask if I should talk in English or I should talk in Urdu or I should talk in Hindustani. मेरी दोनों लैंग्वेजेस ऑन पार हैं, तो बता दीजिए आप. कुछ नहीं बता रहे? कुछ लिखा है? English. अच्छा, one is English. Okay. One is Urdu. Wonderful.
Ma'am,
wonderful.
there looks like a collective. Go ahead and speak in any and all language, and if required, we will translate for you.
Really? You'll translate for me? Will I speak in Italian? Anyway, आपको सबको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. मुबारकबाद है आपको. Congratulations for achievement under the rubric of LedBy. अब मैं आपसे किस सब्जेक्ट पे बात करूं? आप एक दहलीज पे खड़ी हैं. you are at a boundary and you are ready to spring into your respective spheres, careers. तो मैं आपसे सबसे पहले आपको कुरान शरीफ का हवाला देना चाहती हूँ. I want to quote the Quran to you, which is all about empowerment of women. और ये जो एक सूरह अहज़ाब का एक टुकड़ा है, कुछ आप लोगों ने कुरान पढ़ा होगा, and you studied the Quran. I don't know how much you have studied in the meaning of the Quran, but सूरह अहज़ाब का जो ये टुकड़ा है, it is right from the Quran, and it is about the empowerment of women. मैं उसका आपको अरबी में सुनाती हूँ और अंग्रेजी में सुनाती हूँ. अनल मुस्लिमीनात वल मुस्लिमात वल मोमिनात वल मोमिनात वल कानितीना वल कानितात वस सादिकीना वस सादिकात वस साबिरीना वस साबिरात वल खाशीना वल खाशियात वल मुसद्दिकीना वल मुसद्दिकात वस सामीना वस सामियात. And now the translation. For Muslim men and Muslim women, for believing men and believing women, for obedient men and obedient women, for true men and true women, for patient men and patient women, for humble men and humble women, for charitable men and charitable women, for self-denying men and self-denying women, for chaste men and chaste women, for men, and this is the last two lines, for men and women who engage much in the zikr of Allah, for them Allah has forgiveness and a great reward. So men and women are on par. Whatever is there for women is there for men. Sadly and unfortunately, this is not what is taught to us because Islam is regarded as very patriarchal. मर्दों पे ही सीमित है, यानी पेट्रियार्की पे ही इस्लाम सीमित है. तो इसमें हम लोगों का एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है और हमने कभी इस्लाम को सही जाविये से नहीं देखा. तो LedBy इस वक्त आपके लिए जो कर रही है, your organization, with what it's doing for you is to open up new vistas before you. So that itself is a very important and a very ennobling experience. मैं आपको I will tell you a personal, अपनी जाती कहानी, अपनी जाती जिंदगी का एक छोटा सा टुकड़ा आपको सुनाना चाहती हूँ. और मेरा इसमें मेरी कॉलीग प्रकृति ने कहा कि आप ये जरूर सुनाइए उनको. अच्छा, ये इस वक्त मैं इस्लाम का तालीम निस्वां, which is women's education. I want to talk about it, my personal experience. My grandmother, मेरी दादी का नाम था मुश्ताक फातिमा, and I'm in my 80s, so you can imagine how many years ago my grandmother lived. There was a man called Maulana Altaf Hussain Hali. He was the greatest poet. वो बहुत बड़े शायर थे, वो बहुत बड़े मौलाना थे, वो बहुत बड़े स्कॉलर थे. 1837 में, और उन्होंने सबसे पहले he wrote about empowerment of women, and his work is just amazing. Unfortunately, this is not something which a lot of people know. तो मेरी दादी का नाम था मुश्ताक फातिमा. उनको शुरू से तालीम का शौक था। उस जमाने में जो हम वी कम फ्रॉम अ प्लेस कॉल्ड पानीपत। अब कुछ तो लोग यूरोप से हैं, सम पीपल आर फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वे, मगर ज्यादातर जो इस वक्त यंग लड़कियां हैं जो ग्रेजुएट जो उससे ये सर्टिफिकेट हासिल कर रही हैं, दे आर फ्रॉम अराउंड दिस माई एरिया। आई अस्यूम दे आर फ्रॉम माई एरिया। तो मेरे जो वतन है उसका नाम है पानीपत। एंड मुश्ताक फातिमा मेरी दादी को शुरू से तालीम का शौक था। उस जमाने में पानीपत में, एंड दिस वाज इन द 1870s, उस जमाने में पानीपत में इस कदर रोशन ख्याली थी कि औरतों को पढ़ना सीखने पर कोई रोकथाम न थी, मगर लिखने की बात और थी और उस पर सख्त कंट्रोल था। तो मुश्ताक फातिमा को, मेरी दादी को, बहुत पढ़ने का शौक था और लिखने का भी शौक था। तो उन्होंने डिक्लाइन just decline. No, I can't. I'm not there. Try telling them something. Something has gone wrong with my system. Can you see? Call someone
Ma'am,
who's
we can
more.
still see you and hear you.
Okay, I cannot see myself, so I'm just as well I'm not seeing myself.
Go ahead.
Okay. So if as long as you can see me and hear me. So तो उन्होंने उनको लिखने के लिए अलाउड नहीं था लड़कियों को, सो उस पर सख्त कंट्रोल था। तो मुश्ताक फातिमा को जब कोई और तरीका नहीं सूझा तो उन्होंने कोयले के से रातों को लिखने की प्रैक्टिस शुरू की। एक बार उनके नाना यानी मेरे ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर मौलाना अल्ताफ हुसैन हाली, वो घर के अंदर आए तो देखा कि पोती पर डांट पड़ रही है। दरियाफ्त करने पर मालूम हुआ कि ये डांट लिखने का नतीजा है कि लिख कैसे रही है लड़की। नाराजगी का इजहार, तो उन्होंने, मौलाना ने नाराजगी का इजहार किया और ये कहा कि मेरी बच्ची को पूरी आजादी है, अब कोई उसको लिखने से न टोके। जब he said that, and he brought a charcoal and he brought a slate and he said to his granddaughter, you start writing. तो इसमें I'm quoting to you a couplet in Urdu and I'll translate it for you, and listen to it very carefully. दुनिया के दाना और हकीम इस खौफ से लर्ज़ां थे सब. All the learned people, all the Maulanas were very scared. काहे से? I need my glasses. दुनिया के दाना और हकीम इस खौफ से लर्ज़ा थे अब, तुम पर मुबादा इल्म की पड़ जाए परछाई. If you ever are educated, women are not to be educated. If तुम पर मुबादा इल्म की पड़ जाए परछाई कहीं, ऐसा न हो कि मर्द और औरत में रहे बाकी न फर्क. It should not be that men and women should be on a par. The men were scared of it, and this is Maulana Hali writing. तालीम पाकर आदमी बनना तुम्हें ज़ेबा नहीं. It's not that you cannot be educated because men are so scared that you will be educated and you will be on par with them. And then he says 4 lines, and then I'll go on to other topics. He says 4 lines. जो इल्म मर्दों के लिए समझा गया आबे हयात. The education which for men was considered an elixir of life, जो इल्म मर्दों के लिए समझा गया हाबे हयात, ठहरा तुम्हारे हक में वो जहरे हलाहल सरबसर. For you it was considered poison, which for men was the elixir of life. आता है वक्त इंसाफ का, नजदीक है यौमुल हिसाब. The time for judgment is near and the day of judgment is close. मर्दों को देना होगा उन हक तलफियों का वहाँ जवाब. The men will have to answer for depriving you of rights. So this was the greatest Maulana in 1874 talking about the empowerment of women and giving a personal example and propagating it. So if we don't understand, and if we don't understand the Surah Ahzab and then Maulana Altaf Hussain Hali, we cannot understand how much the Islam, the Prophet's whole family, and led by Fatima, Zainab, Kulsum, they gave the women's empowerment. And sadly and unfortunately, we have completely forgotten it or not considered it. So anyway, that was by way of my background, and there's not much time, so I will talk to you about my work. I was, whatever my bio data and all that, I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to go into 3 phases of my life. Okay? One phase was the National Commission for Women, which was, I was appointed by the Prime Minister at that time, and it was the apex body for women. I had 3 years as a member of the National Commission for Women. 3 साल तक मैं राष्ट्रीय महिला आयोग के मेंबर रही. पूरे देश में हमने एक तरह से महिलाओं की स्थिति देखी, and not just, I mean, all women, tribal women and scheduled caste women, Hindu women, Sikh women, Muslim women, हमने पूरे देश में उनकी हालत देखी. And then उसके बाद 3 साल तक it was a shock for me. I didn't realize that women suffered so much, and you are privileged that you have parents who give you the opportunity. जो माँ बाप आपको ये opportunity देते हैं, LedBy आपकी मदद करता है, मगर इतनी गुर्बत है, इतनी बदनसीबी है इस मुल्क में कि औरतों के. और मैंने उसमें जब मैंने 3 साल अपने मुकम्मल किए, तो I don't know if you can see the book or not. I wrote this book. Can you see that? Because I can't see myself.
Yes, we can. We can see it.
And this book is, they hang 12 women in my portrait gallery. वो लटकी हुई हैं, वो औरतें, 12 औरतें मेरी portrait gallery में. और वो सब औरतें वो थीं जो who have been in every way terribly violated. And इसमें there are 12, और ये it is the word on the hang is, there's a pun on the word hang. एक तो लटकी हुई हैं और फिर फांसी के फंदे पे लटकी हुई हैं. They are hanging on a hangman's rope. All of these 12 women have been killed. And killed why? By atrocities that are inflicted on them. और ये and I have, इसमें 12 chapters हैं. एक chapter है मैमून, एक chapter है गुड़िया, एक chapter है जहारा, एक है लिली लाखड़ा, एक chapter है शद्दो एंड छद्दो, एक chapter है सजोनी, एक chapter है बेला, और एक जूही, एक chapter है जूही, शाइस्ता एंड कदम्बरी. And these are the contents. And this book is, I'm so glad that LedBy invited me for this little intervention or lecture or whatever it is. But I read this book after a long time, and I stayed up the whole night. The infliction of these women, the rapes, the molestations, the killing, the slitting, I am eyewitness to this. So this is something which, you can, I don't know, it was published by Kali for Women. और मैं अपनी ज़बान में सब कुछ जानती हूँ. मैं अपनी उर्दू और अरबी और फारसी कुछ कुछ जानती हूँ, ज्यादा जानती हूँ, मगर मैं उर्दू में लिखती नहीं हूँ, तो सारी मेरी माय राइटिंग्स आर ऑल इन इंग्लिश. So anyway, that's another point. So then और मुझे ये लगता था कि जहां मैं जाती हूँ वहां देर इज अ एंड एट दैट टाइम ये 1997 से 2000 था. 2000, so that was 25 years ago. And the police never used to, पुलिस वाले हम पे महिलाएं आ गईं, अरे महिलाएं फिर आ गई वो महिलाएं, दैट काइंड ऑफ एन एटीट्यूड. तो वो एटीट्यूड बदलते बदलते भी बहुत टाइम लगा. एंड वी वर अ स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. तो हमने भी बहुत वी ट्राई टू चेंज द एटीट्यूड. एनीवे, सो उसके बाद देन आई फिर मैंने, दिस इज माय अदर एक्सपीरियंस जो मैं आपको दिखाना चाहती हूँ. एंड I'll finally show you my last book. And this is the book. And can you see it? Can you see
Yes,
it?
we can.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
It's
I
called
can.
How the Gujarat Massacre Affected Minority Women, The Survivors Speak. हम चश्मदीद गवाह हैं जो 2002 में 2002 how the women, men and women, minority के मर्द औरत सब, but particularly the women were butchered. और हम चश्मदीद गवाह हैं, we are eyewitnesses to that. We went to camp after camp, to Panchmahals, to Baroda, to Vadodara, everywhere we went, and we saw the condition of the sexual violence against women, and in the wake of the violence, the violations of all instruments. And then and I started the book with a quotation of a poet. अब ये सुनिए आप quotation. This was a poet called Wali Gujarati, and he was from Gujarat, and he went to Dakkan, but he remembered he was longing for Gujarat, so he wrote this poem. And I'm not going to read the original Urdu, but I'll read the English translation. He was Wali Gujarati, and he wrote this in 1650. My heart is thorn filled with longing for Gujarat. Restless, frantic, flame wrapped in the spring, on the earth there exists no balm for its wound. My heart is split asunder by the dagger of separation. So Wali Gujarati was a Sufi poet. He was born in Ahmedabad in 1650. He died in Ahmedabad, but he was, most of his life he spent in Hyderabad. So he was longing for Gujarat. So what I want to say is that during the 2002, the massacre of 2002, Wali Gujarati's tomb was raised. It was a very important monument. उसको तोड़ दिया गया overnight. And you know what? The drivers, the taxi drivers, never तोड़ दिया गया था, सड़क बिल्कुल सपाट हो गई थी, but the taxi drivers never went across the road. They circled around because they could not bear to, and they were Hindus and Muslim and all taxi drivers. They would not go over that. So people have respect. People have respect for saints. People have respect for Sufis. एंड ये एक ऐसी चीज है कि इंसानियत तो सब में होती है. ह्यूमैनिटी एग्जिस्ट, बट दिस वाज अ वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट एंड एन एक्सट्रीमली violent condition. And then I want to finally talk about my book. And I've written many books, but this was my planning commission. This was the book on my experiences in the planning commission. Again, we went all over the country listening to women, to men, and to the whole situation was, I mean, the conditions were so unbearable that I cannot tell you. For example, I just want to quote you few lines from here. The story of that, and there were also good points. एक आमिर खान जो आपके फिल्म स्टार है, फेमस फिल्म स्टार, the one story is that of Amir Khan who made films like Tare Zameen Par and placed dyslexia on the national agenda. He also stood up for handloom weavers whose skill is regarded by some people in government as a sunset industry. Along with Kareena Kapoor, his co star in Three Idiots, he went to the home of a weaver in the Chanderi district in Madhya Pradesh. He announced to the youth of India, you think we are Kalakars. The real Kalakars are these. Dress sharp, dress fashion, and dress handloom. So this was, like we also went to Chanderi. We also talked to the drivers. We also talked to the handloom weavers. But these were the realities. For example, I'll quote you another example from Gyanpur village in Badohi district in Uttar Pradesh. We were invited by an activist couple, and the issue was starvation deaths, and about 2,000 people from nearby villages had collected. We sat on a rickety stage with intense sun beating at our backs while women and men and children came up to tell their stories. And now you listen to this. The face of Kanti Devi, with her three small children clinging to her, became in our minds the face of poverty. Her complexion was blue black. It blended with her sari, the end of which she had pulled over her head. Many months later, when photographs were being selected for this book, a dermatologist friend who happened to be looking at them pointed at Kanti Devi and said, a classic case of lead poisoning. The water around her village must be poison. The water around her village must be poison. So these were the realities that we encountered, and this is another India. This is stories from another India. So आप लोग जब यहाँ से आप today's the graduation and the commemoration of your end of your led by experience. आप वो हिंदुस्तान देखें, वो इंडिया देखें, वो भारत देखें कि जहाँ इतनी गुर्बत है, इतनी गरीबी है, इतनी मुफलसी है, और उन लोगों को आप एनकाउंटर करें, क्योंकि वी हैव you are bright and you have minds that are questioning minds. So you have to uh, pace and walk on these roads which lead to these immensely challenging areas, and these and look at the deprivations of this country. You don't get carried away by very elitist and very जो बहुत धूमधाम की चीजें होती हैं, उससे आप बिल्कुल समझिए कि असलियत क्या है. And LedBy can tell you that what are the realities of this country, the realities of deprivation, the reality of muflisi, ghurbat, and the atrocities and the violence against women and children. And of course, you all know what is happening in Philistine. So this zulm happens everywhere, and as long as you stand up for them, I would say that is a wonderful achievement, and this is a road ahead for you. And I wish you every piece of luck and every गॉड बी विद यू. अब कई कई लोगों ने दुआएं भी मांगी हैं, और मैं भी दुआ मांगती हूँ कि आप लोगों को एक नया जाविया मिले, एक नया डायरेक्शन मिले, और आप उसी रास्ते पे चलें. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sayeda, for being with us today. And it was an absolute honor to be in the same room like you. So, you have shared some of the really, really important points things for us, really important things for us. And as Indian Muslim women, we are so proud to have role models like you in our community. We can't get enough when you compared how we as Indian Muslim women are facing the challenges, are facing the barriers, and still we are ambitious and really looking forward to it. And as I am one of the product of LedBy as well, and at the same time I would like each one of us to pat your back, because yes, you all are role models too within our community and to the external communities as well. And with this, I would like to move on to my reflections for the day. And as you know me, and I'm joining from Dilwalo ki Delhi, and here I am moving and feeling so proud to see each one of you in this room. I'm so happy to share this floor with you all. So, as a story, as who is Asba? Maybe 4 or 5 years back, even I was not aware about. But I would like to really thank each one of you sitting in this room, because of you, I got the confidence, I got the motivation that yes, we all should share our stories. So, 4 years back, I never used to share where I belong to, the challenges I have faced, or being the first woman in my family to be in the workforce, or being the first rebellious child, the first daughter, the first granddaughter who is shifting the path and the lineage for the family. And the credit goes not to me, but to you all, to each one of you sitting here, sharing your stories, sharing your challenges, sharing about you. And that's where I felt, oh, I've been a part of such a brilliant community. We all are so ambitious. Why we are not taking out the floor and working for our dreams? So the credit goes to each one of you for being my role model as well. And as women, I always say that there is some or another thing which we all carry: our energies, our compassion, our commitment, our dedication, but we don't realize it. Why? Because there are very few people who celebrate about it or talk about it. And we just take it, okay, it's something which is very common out there. So if you look around within your own family, you have your role models, your mother, your aunt, your sister in law, your mother in law. The way they have uplifted you unknowingly is what we are celebrating today. And that's why we have you and your family joining us. And since today we have our families joining in as well, just one thing I would like to share with each one of you: आप हमें पंख दीजिए, उड़ान भरने की जिम्मेदारी हमारी. So you keep supporting us, keep cheering for us, for your daughter, for your wife, for your sister. Go ahead, give them the platform, open avenues for them, because yes, gone are the days when Indian Muslim women just used to be a number in the statistics. We are changing the statistics. We will not be those less than 1% of the Indian Muslim women in the workforce. We'll increase our representation in the entrepreneurship. We'll increase our representation in the workforce, and we'll increase our representation even in education. So it's our high time. And as we already say that ना हम कमज़ोर हैं, ना हमारी कहानी कमज़ोर है, हम औरत हैं, हम खुद अपनी पहचान हैं. So with moving ahead, I would like to invite one of our special performance for the day, our alumni Hafsa, who is going to be with us, and she is going to remind that we as Indian Muslim women, we are carrying a legacy which we all have forgotten, but today we are going to get you reminded about it. So over to you, Hafsa.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So there's just this one piece that I wanted to talk about for this graduation ceremony. And here goes. So when we talk about women's empowerment for Muslim women, we are not talking about something new or something borrowed or something the world has only begun to understand. We are talking about a legacy written into our faith. Our faith didn't just allow women to be empowered, it expected it. 1400 years ago, at a time when women had no social standing, no financial independence, no security, our faith declared something revolutionary, that a woman is a full, dignified human being with rights, choices, agency, and a voice. Think of Khadija radiallahu anh, not as a historical figure, but as the CEO of her time. A woman who owned a thriving business, hired men, negotiated international trade, and built an empire rooted in integrity. She wasn't empowered despite Islam, she was empowered through it. And then think of Aisha radiallahu anh, our scholar, a teacher. She has shaped thoughts, advised leaders, and narrated thousands of hadiths that guide our lives today. Men traveled across deserts to learn from her. And that is the level of intellectual authority a Muslim woman used to have. Think of Nusayba bint Ka'b radiallahu anh. She was a fiercely courageous warrior who stood on the battlefield not for recognition, but for protection and justice. She stands as an example of courage and public leadership. And then think of Fatima al-Fihri, who built the first university of the world. Imagine the courage it took in the 9th century for a woman to say, knowledge is for everyone, so I will create a space for it. So our history is not short of extraordinary women. There are warriors, traders, poets, administrators, teachers, philanthropists, women who led armies, women who led businesses, women who led communities. Empowerment is not an imported idea for us. It is part of our faith. Islam gave women the right to own property, run a business, sign contracts, work, study, and inherit. And today, as Muslim women, when we step out into leadership, when we stand up for our dreams, when we build our businesses, when we educate ourselves, we are not breaking boundaries. We are continuing a legacy. Empowerment is not rebellion, it is restoration. So, here's my message to every Muslim woman out there. Walk into every room as if Khadija radiallahu anh built it. Walk into, speak with the confidence of Aisha radiallahu anh. Speak with, lead with the courage of Nusayba radiallahu anh, just like we heard in the examples. And then dream with the vision of Fatima al-Fihri. Because empowerment is not something we fight for. It is something we inherit. It is ours. It has always been ours. That's it. Jazakallah khairan.
Thank you so much, Hafsa, for this beautiful reminder to us. And this is a reminder to each one of us sitting in this room. So, if today or if tomorrow someone comes and tries to stop you in the name of faith, you're not going to take it anymore. So read about your stories, read about your history, read about your faith. You are carrying a legacy and you have that responsibility to carrying it. And with this, we are so happy to invite and introduce to one of our biggest supporter of the LedBy's vision, Mr. Puneet Mehta with us, who is joining us and who have always supported LedBy's vision. And it's because of Puneet sir, it's because of his commitment, his dedication for the Indian Muslim women's development and empowerment that he insisted, he helped us in growing and putting up our newest program, that is the LedBy Shepreneurs program. So the credit behind all the hard work and all the community that we are growing within the entrepreneurship is because of Puneet sir, because of his vision for creating something new and exciting for the Indian Muslim women. So over to you, Puneet sir.
Thank you very much, Asbaji. That was a lot more than I deserve, but thank you all. I'm speaking after such superstars, so I'll do my best. Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations to each one of you graduates, to you, your families, and of course the LedBy team. My 27 years at my career, I've only been an entrepreneur, and that's all I know. What this has given me is the ability to be creative, to innovate for my personal growth, the growth of people around me. And this is just one reason that attracted me to LedBy's program. What connects me to LedBy's mission is a common value that they offer, a value of fairness. As much as we strive for equality, I strive for fairness and fair opportunities. Our world is a bit too lopsided, and what LedBy is to offer is a platform to give Indian Muslim women a fair shot. I grew up in a Jain household where eating even onions, potatoes, and garlic was looked down upon. But that didn't mean cultural tolerance was an issue. In all honesty, I have had very little connection with the Muslim community all my life, in spite of having over more than 100 people in my factory and my office here at Andheri Seeps out of the 800 people team that I have, but barely any Muslim women, and definitely none in the leadership role. About 10 years ago, my father and uncles were appointed trustees to a trust at an eye hospital in Palanpur, Gujarat, the hometown of Palanpur in Gujarat. The name of that hospital was after its founder, late Taleh Muhammad Khan. It was called the Taleh Muhammad Khan Eye Hospital. 5 years ago, I was made a trustee in my father's place. It's sort of embarrassing to say the limited connections I've had with the Muslim community. And this is just a few that I've had. There are a couple of reasons that led me to my search for a LedBy like organizations. And here are just a few that I can share right now. In 2020, my senior HR manager at office came to me saying we can close a long open position, a vacancy, by hiring this woman candidate who looks promising. But he paused, smiled, and said, "She's a Muslim." This HR manager knew me for 15 years already, because he'd been in the company before me, before I moved back to India. What stumped me was his remark. He didn't seem to have any personal reservations at all, but he assumed I might not approve, or others in my team might not approve. I expressed my shock to his remarks and concerns that I had, gently but firmly. I reflected on this incident briefly and didn't blame him much, but myself a little more. I conclude that he had a perception about my perceptions, and perceptions are harder to change than habits. The above incident was my first eye-opener. By the way, this HR manager himself happens to be practicing Catholic. Not that that should matter at all. Less than 2 years later, a different incident happened, this time in my personal space. Long story short, my search to look for minority women empowerment NGOs was on since several years when I was introduced to LedBy. The timing couldn't have been better, and the cause just inspired me and moved me to join in. Thank you to allow me to do that. I learned about LedBy's activities in the leadership space and asked if there was an entrepreneurship program possible. It was already on the drawing board, and I signed up. Finally, my message to each one of you graduates is to celebrate today and fasten your seatbelts for tomorrow. The leadership and entrepreneurship programs are a ride that you can only excel with. Remember that what has got you here, and the most crucial point that will keep you going higher, is your self-belief, without which you would have not been here. Surround yourself with positive and only positive people. Ask and call for help. There are enough people out there who want to help. Use this platform of mentors, advisors, facilitators, teachers, and peers, all rooting for you, and create the space that you deserve. And at the end of each day, express some gratitude and lead the way for the ones to follow you. To all you sisters, I look forward to hearing about your success stories in the future. This organization LedBy is a rare one, and you all are the champion torchbearers of its programs. All the best wishes, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Puneet sir, for your words of encouragement and those words of inspiration. I think LedBy was fortunate enough to catch your attention at the right time, and we are extremely thankful for the belief that you have in our mission and vision, which always gives us the confidence to forge ahead with clarity and purpose, which made the Shepreneur program and its execution, the first inaugural batch this year, possible. So thank you so much. And we keep looking forward to you for continued support and guidance. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. This is Sufra, Program Associate here at LedBy, leading the Shepreneur program for the last 4 months. Before I share my reflections, I would like to share a share with all of you, which goes like, मेरी जिंदगी का मकसद है कि हर एक को फैज़ पहुँचे, मैं चिराग रह गुज़र हूँ, बड़े शौक से जलाओ, which roughly translates to, the purpose of my life is that it benefits all. The purpose of my life is that it benefits all. I am but a street lamp. Light it up to your heart's desire. Now, why I shared this share, I'll share with you a little later. But I joined LedBy 7 months ago as a teaching assistant. And the reason I joined LedBy was I believed in LedBy's vision and mission and what LedBy was doing for Indian Muslim women entrepreneurs, Indian Muslim women. And then I joined LedBy as a teaching assistant, went on to become programs coordinator, and went on to lead the Shepreneur program as the program associate. And I became the first-hand witness of the scale and the depth of the impact that LedBy was creating. I became the first-hand witness of the sense of belonging and community that LedBy was creating. And why I shared that share with you is because LedBy has given me the platform to be that street lamp. That share is something that I read a long time ago. Somewhere, I don't unfortunately remember where and when, and I couldn't find the shire, but it has stayed with me. It has resonated with me. It is what I want to emulate in my life. And like I said, LedBy has given me that platform to emulate it. And I have been fortunate enough to be in rooms like these, rooms, and fortunate enough to be in rooms of all three programs, where I have shared the space with highly ambitious, incredibly talented Indian Muslim women who I've learned from, who have inspired me. So congratulations to all of you graduates today. All my best wishes to you. And let this be a new start. Let your graduation ceremony from LedBy be your new start. Because as they say, when you start better, you achieve better and bigger. With that, I would like to invite Ghazala Noor Khan, our Shepreneur graduate from this year, to share her reflections. Ghazala is joining us from Kashmir today. She is an entrepreneur who runs an online platform where she works on the numeracy and literacy skills of kids aged 4 to 12. Ghazala is today joined and supported by her husband, Zahid Ali Dar. Over to you, Ghazala.
Assalamu alaikum, family, and thank you, Sufra, for this beautiful introduction. So let me start from here. If you wish for something, it is the burning desire that fuels your passion and steers you toward the right places. This unrest within me actually gravitated me toward LedBy. And then the conflicts of my entrepreneurial journey began to unravel thread by thread. It was actually the right guidance arriving exactly at the right time. I mean, diving into entrepreneurship felt very difficult, foolhardy at first. I approached with a sense of hopelessness, hoping for a direction. But LedBy held my hand, shook out all the despair, and led me forward. It took me on a journey of knowledge, excellence, self belief, and confidence. I owe this transformation to LedBy. I truly owe you. Last but not least, I would like to thank all my facilitators, particularly Said Abrar Ali and all other members, and our coordinator, Sister Sufra, for acting as a catalyst in my entrepreneurship journey. Thank you so much. And now I would like my husband to share his thoughts because he has witnessed this whole journey. And over to my husband. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's so overwhelming that I'm besides my wife when she's graduating. Normally, it doesn't happen always, but I'm so happy that I have seen her transformation since the time she has joined LedBy. I was besides her when she was doing the interview, and I was very carefully listening to the panel, how she was reacting and how they were asking her questions, and truly it was inspiring for me also. Me being in the that. In the section where I also work with the startups and entrepreneurs. I wanted her to do something different, and that's when I got to know about LedBy, and I believe I am going to take this plan further, and I'm recommending a lot of other people to LedBy from Jammu and Kashmir now, from my office as well.
As you have
It's
seen my
it's really good transformation. Secondly, I would like to say about one thing. When she joined LedBy, she was just a tutor teaching, like Sufra said that she was just a teaching phonics. But during this transformation, during these 6 months, she has hired three more people, and she's being implementing now three different courses. So it's a great transformation from our side, from her side. Thank you, LedBy. It's good. Thank you so much. What to you?
Thank you so much, Ghazala and Zahid, for sharing your reflections and experience. And it's great to hear, like Zahid mentioned, Ghazala's transformation from a tutor to an entrepreneur now that she is hiring people. It's quite heartening to see that. And thank you so much, Zahid, for supporting Ghazala. And I would also like to take a moment here and thank and celebrate all the Indian Muslim men for being an allies and for supporting Indian Muslim women. With that, I would like to pass on the floor to Nashra to share her reflections.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. As all of you know that I am Nashra and I am a teaching assistant in cohort. So my journey with LedBy began when my best friend Zaman introduced me to this beautiful community. She had seen me struggle with interacting with new people, even though I had been a teacher for past 6 years and had basic communication skill. I was confident in teaching, but I was very hesitant when it came to meeting and speaking with new people. She believed that this program would help me grow, and she was right. When I joined as a participant, LedBy helped me break that fear. Slowly, I became more confident and comfortable in speaking with people both online and offline and grew more confident. Alhamdulillah, today I am a teaching assistant here, and it had been a truly rewarding journey. This was my first experience with an online role, and I learned so much about remote working in small teams, and building confidence. LedBy is doing inspiring work by empowering Indian Muslim women, and I'm proud to be one of them. I am grateful for my supportive parents and the LedBy team, especially Anam and Sana Muhammad, who were always there when I needed guidance and support. I would like to congratulate all of you who are graduating today. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourselves. Now, I would like to invite our cohort participants, Amina from cohort 16, followed by Afsha from cohort 17, who are here with their parents and guardian to share their experience of how LedBy has impacted their lives. Over to you, Amina.
Assalamu alaikum. I hope I'm audible to all. First thing, I had something really nice planned to say, but hearing everybody's story and all the reflections and the journey that we all have been through, just one word that Anam had asked us in the beginning, how we are feeling today, overwhelmed. Hearing everybody share what they have been through, and seeing so many people that I have seen during my sessions. It's really nice to be here today. And one thing that I would probably like to say is LedBy has been like a mirror for me. It's not just a program, it's a mirror. Somewhere where I felt that my voice was always heard, no idea that I shared or no, nothing that I said was ever, ridiculed or made fun of. I was always given the space to speak out for myself, share my ideas, and everybody was there just to hype me up. They helped me get my confidence back and help me build myself brick by brick. To all the mentors that we had through the sessions, the facilitators, all the teaching assistants, the coordinators, and the incredible women of my cohort, I want to thank you all so much for creating a circle of trust, courage, and collective growth. This journey of LedBy has helped me to unlearn, remove the doubts, reclaim my voice, and step forward with clarity and purpose. As we graduate today, I just don't want to walk away. We will carry Led By with us in every step of our journey by leading, by speaking, and showing up not just for ourselves, but also all the people that we come across, all the Muslim women that we come across. This is just the beginning, and I'm deeply grateful to be a part of a tribe that believes in lifting as we rise. Okay, this was all from my side, and my sister is here to probably share some good words about me. You are not audible, so you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's so good seeing all these women here. It is quite surprising to me because I have been hearing about LedBy from Amina since a long time, but I had no idea there were so many people involved, and I'm very conscious right now. But it's really nice seeing all these women and all their hearing all their success stories, and I'm really, really impressed with Dr. Saida. This was actually my first time coming across her and listening to her stories. That was so amazing. And mashallah, at her age, doing so much work and the enlightening work that she has done. I mean, I feel we are so privileged. We are, alhamdulillah, living such a privileged life. We have no idea about what all is going on around us and how much women are struggling. So it's really like an eye opener for me. And led by giving a platform to so many girls and women to live their dreams and hyping them up so much. This is like a community of hype. That is what I'm coming across. Everybody just hyping each other up. It's all positive, just positive vibes coming from everyone. So it's really good to see that. And inshallah, I hope to be a part of this in future. And coming back to Amina, the thing is, she has always been confident, alhamdulillah, always been a good speaker. But in the past 2-3 months, I have noticed that she has developed a lot of empathy. She keeps telling me stories about what all goes on in these workshops and everything like that. But experiencing it at firsthand, it's obviously very different. And I'm very glad, Amina, that you have chosen this, and this platform has given you so much confidence, so much more confidence, I should say. And congratulations to all the graduates from my side. I hope each one of you succeeds and does well in their respective fields. Very nice knowing you all. All the best. Thank you.
Ameen, thank you so much. Okay, over to LedBy.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. This is Afsha Jawar, and myself. I'm really glad and highly humbled and grateful that I have been given this chance to speak about my experience and my whole journey at the Led By organization, and it has been an absolute honor and an absolute. I'm just overwhelmed now, but I'd like to say that I am a complete different human being now. LedBy has changed me as an individual, and the support from the facilitators, teaching assistants, and the organization as a whole is something that will be staying with me forever. And also, recently we got our graduation kit, and the most sweetest gesture by LedBy was that letter which was given to the family. It was something I made my mother read, and she had a teary eye while reading it, because that is something she did not expect. She used to feel, हाँ हर Sunday कुछ तो लेके बैठी रहती है, but this is something which is something she understood, that what I was doing and how it has impacted me and changed me as an individual. Because still remember myself as a very timid, shy, introvert person at the beginning of the sessions when I used to attend. I shied by keeping my opinion. I was always fearing about voicing up for myself. But what led by give the cohort members specifically, I see such confident individual women across the globe coming up with their ideas, opinions, voicing up, and their potential is too big to be boxed in. So I just loved being around in that safe space where I could express myself with complete clarity, and I just loved being here. I had always dreamt of being in such a space where my opinion, my voice, and the way I think, I could express it with that clarity and openness, and I got it through LedBy, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm always going to keep the learnings with me, and whenever I'll get chance to be the part of it again, I'll surely be try to be the part of the LedBy again. And over to my mother. She'll be speaking about her experience. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuhu. I am Madina Mujahid. I am honored that I am able to speak today. एंड सबसे पहले तो मैं सब गर्ल्स को बहुत बहुत मुबारक देना चाहती हूँ उनका ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीशन के लिए और सबसे ज़्यादा कोहर्ट मेंबर्स को उनके मेहनत और उनके मेहनत के और टाइम की वजह से ही ये गर्ल्स इतने आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और रियली इट इज़ वेरी अप्रिशिएबल एंड हमको जब इसका ग्रेजुएशन किट रिसीव हुआ तो मैंने सोचा था ऐसे ही सर्टिफिकेट कुछ होगा बट इट इज़ रियली वेरी अप्रिशिएबल और बहुत ही अच्छा सर्टिफिकेट और किट बहुत बढ़िया था और जैसे अफशा ने बोला कि संडे को लेके बैठ जाती है कुछ कर रही है समझ नहीं आ रहा था मुझे पर ऑफ कोर्स मैंने एक शुरू में जश्न ईद का एक प्रोग्राम अटेंड किया था जो मुझे सच में अच्छा लगा और फिर मुझे लगा कि इसने ये करना चाहिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अच्छा है और काफ़ी अच्छे ऐसे लोग हैं जो काफ़ी नॉलेजेबल है और अच्छी चीज़ों को अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं और ऐसे न्यूली ज्वाइनिंग लड़कियों को जो अभी अभी ज्वाइन किए हैं जॉब कर रहे हैं उनको आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और उनको फ्रीडम का एक एहसास दिला रहे हैं ये मुझे बहुत ही अच्छा लगा तो मैं भी एक वर्किंग वुमन हूँ और पिछले 30 सालों से जॉब कर रही हूँ और मुझे आज तो है थोड़ा बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस लेकिन जब शुरू में मैंने मेरा करियर शुरू किया था वो दिन अगर हम याद करते हैं तो हमको लगता है हमने किस तरह से मुश्किलें डिफ़िकल्टीज फेस की है कि अगर हमको इस तरह का प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता लेड बाय जैसा तो हम शायद कुछ और अच्छे से कर पाते और अच्छा चीज़ों को मतलब आराम से फेस कर सकते थे डिफ़िकल्टीज को पर ये मुझे जानकर अच्छा लगा कि ये गर्ल्स को जो अब न्यू आ रहे हैं और ये यंग एज में इन लोगों को इतना अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई कि ऐसे और भी वुमेन्स है जो ऐसे बच्चों को आगे लाने के लिए इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं और विदाउट एनी कॉस्ट ये बहुत नसीब वाले बच्चे हैं जो इस तरह से इनको ये प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है आगे इसी तरह से रहे और इसमें काफ़ी चेंजेस आए हैं 6 महीनों में इसका जो कोर्स कंप्लीट हुआ है इसमें काफ़ी चेंजेस आए हैं और ऑफ कोर्स कॉन्फिडेंट तो थी है लेकिन ये 6 महीनों में बहुत अच्छे से कॉन्फिडेंट आ गया है और बहुत अच्छे से आगे जा रही है ये मुझे बहुत खुशी है थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you, LedBy.
थैंक यू लेड बाय
Thank you. Thank you so much, Afsha and her mother. Also, Amina and her sister for coming here and sharing your reflection. मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू This is Solia Sheikh here, Program Associate at LedBy Foundation. I checked today's date twice, that it is 2025 and not 2022, because in 2022, I was on the other side of the table as the participant of the very same program that I'm running today, Accelerator. And I have seen my journey in this last 7 months, and I feel like I've seen myself transform, like a proper transformation. So from being a participant to then moving into becoming a city ambassador, and now as a part of core team, I really feel that all these experiences have really changed me. And I feel that LedBy is the very first place where I actually paused and asked myself, who am I becoming? And I got the answer. Like LedBy showed me that I'm the first woman in my family to do so many things. And from being a girl who used to self-doubt her, hesitant, and not to take up space, I've become someone who's now taking up space, has become more confident and actually doing voice for other Muslim women. And I feel like today that being here at LedBy, all the courage that I have is being cultivated here. So LedBy came into my life when I actually needed it. So I won't say that I found LedBy. In fact, LedBy found me and transformed me into what I've become today. And talking more about the people who have been, associated to make this transformation possible. This journey of mine and of hundred of women like me exists because someone dared to dream before us. It is a true privilege to introduce the founder of LedBy Foundation, the very reason we are celebrating our sixth grand graduation today, and the force behind 6 years of building leadership pathway for Indian Muslim women, Dr. Ruha Shadab. While still a student herself, she earned a full scholarship to Harvard University, where she pursued her master's degree in public policy. She is a medical doctor by training. She has worked on public health issues under Niti Aayog, the apex public policy think tank of the Government of India, and recently McKinsey and Company in New York. But beyond her professional accomplishment, what stayed with me is something far more personal. I met Ruha for the first time this month in Mumbai, and that meeting changed something in me. The warmth she carries is quite undeniable. When she speaks, you don't just hear her words, you feel her intention. She shares simple learning with me, which says that care for the small thing and they will reveal the power of a bigger story. It stuck with me that how she lead with clarity and deep care. Her work isn't just about running programs, it's about creating space where Indian Muslim women exist fully, dream boldly, and lead without shrinking. With that, it is my honor to welcome and hand it over to Dr. Ruba Shadab.
Thank you so much, Saleha. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. First of all, big congratulations to the graduating batch of 2025. We have 195 incredible Indian Muslim women on this call, graduating from 3 different programs of LedBy. I hope you are enjoying the ceremony and patting yourself on the back for all the hard work that you've put in. As Saleha mentioned, my professional journey and educational journey includes a medical degree from Delhi, a full ride scholarship from Harvard University. I've worked at Niti Aayog, which is chaired by the Prime Minister of India, and most recently out of McKinsey and Company out of New York City. 6 years ago, in 2019, I founded LedBy. The goal of LedBy Foundation was to increase the representation of us, Indian Muslim women, in India's workforce. We have one of the lowest percentages of education and employment figures when you cut India in any different combination of communities. So the vision was simple: increase our representation in the formal sector in the country. But over the past 6 years, I have constantly been asked, why Indian Muslim women? Why is your organization focusing only on this one particular group? There is an answer that I have in my heart that I do not say out loud, which is, why not? But the answer that I end up saying is, we are a community of 100 million women, 10 crore people. And I truly, truly, truly believe that we are the largest potential engine of growth for our country. There is an untapped community of women who have the aptitude, who have the ambition, and who have the aspiration. Each one of your stories shows that. But it is really the avenues the access, and the agency to be able to transform that and utilize that. How do we do that at LedBy? We have folks over here who are representing 3 different programs, but that is only one part of the work that we do at LedBy. We have our programs, but then we also conduct research to look at what are the challenges that we as Muslim women are facing in corporate India or the formal sector. One of our research, which we did a few years back, showed that in India, for a Muslim woman's resume versus a Hindu woman's resume, the job callback that a Muslim woman gets is only half of what Hindu women get in this country. The message from this, though, for LedBy is we will work twice as hard then. What also happened from this research was we got a number of company leaders reach out to us and be like, hey, we hadn't thought of that. What can we do to make our hiring policies more inclusive? So that's one of the 3 things that we do. And the final thing that Asba will speak more of is the multiplier effect and how our alumni themselves become change agents. I wanted to take a moment also to celebrate a lot of other things we've done apart from the 3 programs that we run. We've also had around 24 workshops, both in person and virtual, beyond the programs that we conduct. We've been featured in some of the leading newspaper and magazines. The Panjali was published in one of the leading development sector magazines, IDR. Goodrich DEI Labs hosted us to talk about what does it look like to have a more inclusive India that is more supportive of Muslim women. And recently, a research proposal of ours got approved that we are writing in conjunction with IIT Delhi. All of this has created a significant amount of impact that you are now a part of. And I wanted to share those numbers with you. In the past 6 years, since 2019, when we were founded, and 2020, when our first cohort came live, we've had 1,200 graduates. So you are one of those 1,200 now. Overall, we've supported 51,000 women. And in the past 6 years, we've seen that the women that graduate from LedBy have together been able to increase their income by 45 crore rupees. That is the transformational impact that LedBy is having. And we're excited for you to be a part of that story. I wanted to share those numbers with you because we've shared a lot of stories and we understand that, but there's something powerful in sharing these numbers also, and to feel that you are a part of this mammoth wave of change that LedBy is creating. I get asked also by new supporters that I am trying to enlist, or new funders and donors now. They asked me, in fact, one asked me this past week, कि रूहा पिछले 6 साल में क्या बदला है? Has the situation for Indian Muslim women gotten worse? And my honest reply is, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because now I have 1,200 baddies that I know who are Indian Muslim women, and each one of them is my role model. I might have started off with a fraction of that number, a number maybe that I could count on my 2 hands 6 years ago. But right now, if you ask me who are the 10 women that I find most inspiring, all 10 are likely Muslim women from India. I speak about your stories and share them in rooms that you are not a part of. And I want you to remember that. I want you to remember, if there's one message you take away from your experience at LedBy, is that there are so many people rooting for you and supporting you. We as young Muslim women in India stand on the shoulders of giants like Saida Hamid ma'am. We as modern Indian Muslim women, unafraid to ask for support and help, are supported by a Jain Gujarati, Puneet Mehta, who's on our call. So the folks that will come together to help and support you will blow your mind. Do not be afraid to ask for help. And do not for 1 second think nobody is rooting for you. There are thousands of folks over here behind LedBy's machinery that are rooting for you and are here to support you. Asba will share more about how you can continue to be a part of the tribe. With that, I would like to pass on the baton to Gurnaz, who is one of our newest team members, joining LedBy from this month. Gurnaz stood out to me when we were thinking about expanding our team a few months ago. But what really sparked my interest in Gurnaz was when I was at a conference in Delhi a few months ago. And Gurnaz walked up and introduced herself. And there was something so charming in the way she introduced herself, which was that she was already full-time employed, but she still shared how she had an interest and was still resonating very much with LedBy's mission and would love if anything opened up. And just those two lines of Gurna's stayed with me. And a few weeks later, an opportunity showed up at LedBy and we picked Gurna's. So if there's one lesson you take away from Gurna's, it is show up, say those two sentences. You don't know how that's going to transform your life. Gurna's, welcome to the LedBy family, and over to you.
Thank you, Ruha. Um, I think I, like a lot of the other women here, I'm just completely overwhelmed. Um, and like Ruha said, I've been in touch with Ruha, Dipanjali, and the team. And I think every conversation just like made me gravitate more towards LedBy. After every call, I was just like, oh, I want to talk to them more. So that was the effect that LedBy had on me. And congratulations to all the lovely women here. Dipanjali told me specifically to be there for the graduation, and now I think the reason is completely clear. I feel so honored and so privileged to be a part of this room. Thank you so much. Um, just a little bit about why I was so excited about LedBy, and I was always like heading towards Ruha or to Dipanjali. Uh, I come from an army background and I'm a minority woman myself. And I've seen both the sides and I've seen the difference. I've seen the gap that there is between talent and potential. Uh, and I could see this, and I could never see women like me or really any Muslim women in the spaces that I was in. And that really pushed me, you know. I wanted to make sure, and like Saida ma'am also said in her earlier conversation, that I wanted to make sure that my privilege is used in the right space and I could enable many more minority women to really like not struggle for visibility and demand the space that they occupy. So thank you to all the lovely women here, and congratulations for today. Now I want to invite love to invite Rifa for a special performance. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Congratulations. I joined this journey at one of my lowest phases, but today I want to end this on a positive note and with confidence. So here's a song, Love You Zindagi. जो दिल से लगे उसे कह दो हाय 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 हाय, जो दिल ना लगे उसे कह दो बाय 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 बाय, आने दो दिल में आ जाने दो, कह दो मुस्कुराहट को हाय 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 हाय, जाने दो दिल से चले जाने दो, कह दो घबराहट को बाय 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 बाय, लव यू जिंदगी, लव मी जिंदगी, लव यू जिंदगी, लव मी जिंदगी, कभी हाथ पकड़ के तू मेरा चल दे, कभी हाथ छुड़ा के मैं तेरा चल दूं, मैं थोड़ी सी मोड़ी हूँ तू थोड़ी सी टेढ़ी है, क्या खूब ये जोड़ी है तेरी मेरी, आने दो दिल में आ जाने दो, कह दो मुस्कुराहट को हाय 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 हाय, जाने दो दिल से चले जाने दो, कह दो घबराहट को बाय 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 बाय, love you zindagi, love me zindagi, love you zindagi, love me zindagi. Thank you so much. Love you all and keep loving zindagi.
Thank you so much, Rifa, for sharing such a beautiful reminder with us in such a melodious way. And yes, we all should love our zindagis because zindagi na milegi dobara. And for a while, I just forgot ki, oh, I have to take over it. And my family, we are just enjoying the song. And yes, I completely forgot about the logistics part. But yeah, here coming to our next part of the ceremony, and I am sure you all are very curious about. It's about what lies ahead. So, yes, we always say at LedBy that once you are with LedBy, you never walk alone. And we truly mean it. This is an end of just the LedBy programs for you, but your LedBy journey is going to be forever with us. And talking about what lies ahead, as an alumni, you can just fulfill two buckets for us and for yourself. That's how you can continue leveraging led by and how you can give back to us. So, talking about how you can leverage led by. So, if you have any job interview out there, any interview, just come back to us. We are going to practice your one on one mock interview, and you can be a part of rupees 45 crore income increase that led by supported women have witnessed. Or if you need any guidance about the salary negotiation, about your career planning, about your resume, about your LinkedIn, about anything, you can book your one-on-one office hour with us, and we have 100 plus advisors for you who are there to support you. And you can check out all our advisors on our website. At the same time, some of our allies are joining us today as well. So thank you so much to all our advisors for being with us and for being with this journey. And in case you are applying for any conference, any scholarship, anywhere, and you need a reference, LedBy is here for you. Just don't think twice. Come to us. So far, we have referred 100 plus alumni of our at different levels, and it's our responsibility to opening up the opportunities for you. But at the same time, you were a part of the program which was completely fully funded. But each and every seat of our program costed 35,000 per student. So we need your little help in our vision. So come back to us and pay it forward. So applications for our LedBy programs 2026 are live right now, and it's open for all the three programs for the very first time. LedBy Accelerator program, LedBy Corporate Leaders Fellowship, and LedBy Shepreneurs program. So just go ahead, identify the ambitious Indian Muslim women in your network, and please make sure that at least you make two Indian Muslim women to apply for LedBy programs, because we really wanted to see more of Aishas, Varda, Fifa, Aman, Asba to be a part of the LedBy community out there. And at the same time, if you want to be a face of the LedBy in your own city, this is your platform. Be our city ambassador. Help us in organizing virtual, in person, any kind of event, meetup in your city, and be the person expanding our vision more than just the virtual. So, yes, we are inviting you to help us gaining our importance and gaining our vision on ground, because, yes, we wanted to connect with more Indian Muslim women out there. Last but not the least, this is something which is very close to us. You can be one of our donor. So whenever you feel it's the right time, just go ahead and donate to LedBy. You can start with as small as 500 rupees per month. And this is something which will help many other Indian Muslim women out there to achieve their dreams. So create avenues, open the path that Allah has opened for you. And it's our responsibility now that we are going to facilitate and opening this path for other Indian Muslim women. And as we always say, that LedBy is a tribe for life. Now is the moment we all are waiting for. Please bring on your graduation caps. Please be on camera. This is the moment. This is the time we all are going to celebrate, and we really wanted to see you all in the graduation caps. Aman have already put it out there. Romana is all over the place finding the cap out. So yes, just go ahead. Please be on camera. Would love to see the graduation caps. Lovely, lovely. And those who don't have it, absolutely no worries. You can just check the graduation cap emoji as well in the Zoom filters. So you can experiment with that out. And we are going to take the screenshot in a while. We are graduating 194 Indian Muslim women this year. It's being a milestone, and the credit goes to you all. This is your moment. Let's celebrate it and let me know once you all are ready, and we are going to take the screenshot. So here we go. Oh, Afsha, yes, we are waiting for you. Don't worry. Afsha is all over the place again. So, yes, we are taking the screenshot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Another one, another one. 1, 2, 3. Another one, another one, another one. I know some of you are really concerned about how you look like, but definitely you look like really good. Get ready. 1, 2, and 3. Last one. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to all the Indian Muslim women out there. Thank you so much for all our advisors and allies for joining us. Thank you so much for all the parents and families for being with us. It's a collective measure that we are taking, and LedBy would have never existed without the support of our allies, our families, our friends, our advisors, and to all the people. 3 cheers for the class of 2025, for those 194 Indian Muslim women who have never given up on their dream, and they believed in themselves, they believed in their journeys, and there is a lot more which is going to happen. So, with this, I, Asbar Rahman, signing off with our LedBy annual graduation ceremony for 2025. We are closing our 2025 with a bang, but we have something really exciting and something really more coming for you in 2026. So, your journey is continuing with us. It's just we are marking a milestone together. So, we are winding up with our ceremony. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and we would love to see you in 2026 with something really good. So, Allah Hafiz, everyone, and have a good evening.
Onit Mehta.